Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I don't know why I always say hi guys. What a typical fucking YouTuber. I've actually looked at the demographic and it's mainly guys which watch my videos, so hi guys. Welcome back to another Freetrade portfolio update. It's the bank holiday Easter weekend here in the UK when I'm filming this video, so the markets have been closed from Friday up until Monday. They reopen Tuesday. But earlier on this week I've been making some movements with my portfolio and have invested a couple of £1,000 into a variety of stocks. This video is going to focus on two of them, my reasons for investing into them. You'll also see all the other stocks in my portfolio. And my sort of investment strategy, how much I'm actually going to be investing into the markets, I'm aiming to be able to save around £1,000 plus per month, and that is made possible from my full-time job, my full-time income, and one of the main reasons because I'm still living at home with my parents. Not a total bum though. I do pay £250 in rent per month, but obviously the grand scheme of things, that's nothing. That probably barely covers me, sleeping here, the heating, the food and everything. So it's a bloody good deal and I'm taking advantage of it. Let's jump into the video and see what stocks I've been investing into. And just before we start, guys, I just want to say thank you very much for the support on the channel and just the past videos that I've been posting. Gained around, I think, 40 subscribers this month already, which obviously is not a huge number for a lot of people out there, but for me, it means a lot to me. So thank you. And on that note, if you do want to stick around for the content, please do subscribe and consider liking the videos if you do actually like them, because that ultimately helps me out and grow the channel. And of course, if you want to get your free share on the Freetrade platform, you can use a link in my description. It will get you a free share worth £300 to £200 when you deposit £1. It's important to note, I will also get a free share as well. Love a cheeky free share plug. Okay guys, so let's put my phone up on the screen and walk through my portfolio. So I've increased, I keep saying I really need to make a conscious effort not to say that, it's so annoying. So I've increased my holding of Microsoft. I've increased that to over £500 now. We've got a 3%, 3.17 increase on that stock. But to be honest with you, I mean, pretty much all of these stocks are in the green, including Big Commerce, which I'm up 7.45%, but I'm really not that bothered. I expect these to go up and down, but in the long term the trend curve is going upwards and I'm making money on these investments. So yeah, I'm really not fussed by short-term gains, because just because I've made 7.45%, I'm not going to pull that money out now. I'm not trading for the short term. But anyway, so I mentioned I've made some new investments in the past week. So the ones I want to focus on in this video are Trustpilot and then also Sage as well. So Trustpilot, they IPO'd on the 22nd of March. They are a Scandinavian tech company. I'm sure everyone's probably heard of Trustpilot. They essentially allow people to put reviews on of companies that they've used for products and for services. Now, with the growth of the internet and everything moving online, lots of more people are shopping online, obviously because of the pandemic, but in general that was the curve. That is the trend anyway. The high streets are closing. And online sales are going up globally. And for these online stores and platforms, they need a source, a badge of trust to make consumers, believe in their site and want to buy things from it. So this is where Trustpilot fill that gap. They essentially, businesses can buy Trustpilot services. It's a subscription and they can use Trustpilot's assets on their website. So say for example, a business has a 5-star rating on Trustpilot. If they don't use Trustpilot's services, they can't display the Trustpilot logo or their rating on their website. So Trustpilot they sell to them their subscription service and give them all of these business assets which allow them to say, they are 5-star rated on Trustpilot, and so on. So it really adds a layer of authenticity and trust, which, ultimately influences the everyday consumer to buy their products from their site. To put that into perspective, online e-commerce sales have grown from 1.3 trillion globally in 2014 to nearly 6.3 trillion in 2021. Now, that growth in e-commerce sales is, arguably heavily correlated to Trustpilot's growth in revenue, which from 2014 has grown year on year by at an average of 39%. Now, I think it is important to point out that if anyone watching this is considering investing into Trustpilot, they do currently have an operating loss, or at least in their last financial year, of $9.4 million. So there are some risks to investing in them. They're not yet profitable. But for me, it's all about the long term, and having an operating loss, it's very common, and more common than you think, in tech companies. So I expect that the way that the market is shifting towards e-commerce and online sales and their business model, essentially getting businesses to sign up for a subscription to use their assets on their website, I think they're set up really good for the future shifts in the industry. And for that reason, I think they will become profitable within the next 3 years. So that is essentially my reasoning behind investing into Trustpilot. So the next stock which I've invested in is Sage. And Sage Group, they are a cloud-based provider of accounting software, essentially. Historically, they have sort of adopted a one-off sort of purchase license model. And recently, the company, in the last few years, the company has made a shift to place emphasis on changing their product portfolio to one of a subscription basis. Now, this is reflected in their annual report, which showed that subscription revenue was nearly up 5% from 2019 to 2020. Subscription type models are so much better than one-off time purchases, because it really does give a true reflection of a company's profitability, and it's a lot easier to forecast projected growth in the long term. Secondly, Sage financially is a very sound company to invest in. It roughly has around £1.2 billion in cash reserves and only 129 million in debt. So, it's heavily in the green. It's got money to invest, and that is exactly what they're doing. They've released plans to heavily invest in research and development of their subscription softwares. But unfortunately, this has sort of had a negative impact on its share price because of their increased spending in research and development. Ultimately, their net profit and profitability on paper is going down, and it's forecasted to be negative perhaps over the next year at least as well. So for short-term investors, Sage is probably not a good stock to invest into. But the reason why I've invested into it is because, this ISA, this whole YouTube channel, it's about long-term investing. And for all the money that they're investing in research and development, for the future years to come, it's going to put the company in a lot better position, having a product. Oh my God, having a product portfolio which is a class above its competitors, like Xero. So that is essentially the reason why I've invested in Sage. And for all the sources of my information, the figures that I state, they will be in the description of the YouTube video. So of course, go and do your own research as well. But essentially, those are the reasons for investing in Trustpilot and Sage. Guys, I would love to get your thoughts in the comments about what you think about my investments into Trustpilot and Sage. I am planning on scaling the amount of money that I have in both of these, but I'm not just going to do it all at once. That's mainly to mitigate risk. So if I sort of trickle feed my money in, I won't adversely be affected by perhaps a sudden drop in the stock price. But of course, obviously, that way I won't get, huge gains if the price does rocket up. But, you can't have it both ways. So that's the reason why I've done that. So yeah. And as always, subscribe to the channel for future content. That would really be appreciated. And just thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. See you in the next video.